Hi friends, this is Indian Polity series for UPSC examination. In the series, we will be discussing Indian polity questions. Today, we will discuss 2024 preliminary examination polity questions.
Question number 1. How many delimitation commissions have been constituted by the Government of India till December 2023? Correct answer is D. 4 delimitation commissions have been constituted so far. Delimitation means redrawing the territorial constituencies of Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. According to Article 82, Lok Sabha constituencies and Article 170, state legislative assembly constituencies have been redrawn after every census. President constitutes delimitation commission. So far there are 4 delimitation commissions. Next delimitation commission would be set up in 2026. But after 1981 and 1991 census, there is no delimitation commission. Now composition of delimitation commission. Chairman of the delimitation commission is working or retired judge of the Supreme Court, Election Commissioner of India and election commissioners of the respective states. The commission's report cannot be questioned in any court of law and cannot be altered by the parliament or state legislative assembly. The report has the force of the law. Question number 2. The Constitution 71st Amendment Act 1992 amends the 8th schedule to the Constitution to include which of the following languages? Correct answer is A. 1, 2, 3. Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali. Originally 18th schedule has 14 languages, but now it has 22 languages. Sindhi was added as the 15th language by the 21st Amendment Act of 1967. Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali are added by the 71st Amendment Act of 1992. Recently, Bodo, Dogri, Maithili and Santali were added by the 91st Amendment Act of 2002, which came into force in 2004, so that right now we have 22 languages in 8th schedule. Apart from the official languages in the 8th schedule, there are classical languages in India. Recently, Government of India recognized 5 languages as the classical languages: Marathi, Pali, Prakruti, Assami, Bengali. By this total, we have 11 classical languages which are not part of the 8th schedule and 22 official languages of the 8th schedule of the Constitution. Question number 3. Which of the following statements are correct about the Constitution of India? Statement 1. Powers of the municipalities are given in Part 9A of the Constitution. Yes, correct statement. Number 2. Emergency provisions are given Part 18 of the Constitution. Yes. 3. Provisions related to the amendments of the Constitution are given in Part 20. Yes. 3 statements are correct. Answer is D. Municipalities added to the Constitution by the 74th Amendment Act of 1992, which came into force on 1st June 1993. 74th Constitutional Amendment Act added a new part, that is Part 9A, and a new schedule, that is 12th schedule. 12th schedule has 18 subjects. Next, emergency provisions. Part 18 of the Indian Constitution, Articles 352 to 360 deal with 3 types of emergencies. One is national emergency under Article 352. President imposes national emergency on the grounds of war and external aggression or the armed rebellion. If it is imposed on external factors, it is called external emergency. If it is imposed on internal factors like armed rebellion, it is called internal emergency. Second one is state emergency or the president rule in a state. According to Article 356, President imposes his rule in the state when the constitutional machinery is failed in the state. Third type of emergency, financial emergency. President imposes financial emergency when India is facing a financial threat or the threat to the financial stability or the credit of India. President imposes financial emergency under Article 360. But financial emergency has not been imposed even single time. Question number 4. Which of the following statements is correct as per the Constitution of India? Interstate trade and commerce is a state subject under the state list. Incorrect statement. B. Interstate migration is a state subject under states list. It is also incorrect. Interstate quarantine is a union subject under union list. Yes, it is correct. Corporation tax is a state subject under the state list. It is incorrect statement. Answer is C. Article 246 divided the legislative powers between center and the states under 3 lists. Union list 100 subjects, state list 61 subjects, concurrent list 52 subjects. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act changed 5 provisions from the state list to the concurrent list. They are education, forests, weights and measurements, protection of wildlife and birds, last one administration of justice, constitution and organization of all courts except the Supreme Court and the High Courts. Question number 5. Under which of the following articles of the Constitution of India has the Supreme Court of India places the right to privacy? Correct answer is Article 21. Article 21 deals with the right to life and personal liberty, but the right to privacy also incorporated in 21 because of right to privacy is as important as of right to life and personal liberty. Let us see the journey of right to privacy in India. Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India case in 2017, Supreme Court has overruled verdicts given in MP Sharma case in 1958 and Karak Singh case in 1961, both of which said that the right to privacy is not protected under the Indian Constitution. Means that 2 previous cases Supreme Court said there is no right to privacy in India. But in 2017 K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India case, Supreme Court said that the right to privacy is a part of the fundamental right. Now there are 3 important dimensions of right to privacy. Number 1, physical autonomy. Number 2, information privacy. Information privacy is very important in the current digital age. And the third one, decisional autonomy. Question number 6. What are the duties of the Chief of Defence Staff as the head of the Department of Military Affairs? Statement 1. Permanent Chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee. Number 2. Exercise military command over the 3 service offices. No, it is incorrect. It is the President exercises military command over the 3 service chiefs, not the CDS. 3. Principal military advisor to the Defence Minister in all tri-service matters. Yes, it is correct. 1 and 3 statements are correct. Answer is D. In the Ministry of Defence, there are 5 departments are there. Department of Defence, Department of Military Affairs, Department of Defence Production, Department of Defence Research and Development, and the last one, Department of Ex-Servicemen Welfare. Office of Chief Staff is the head of the Department of Military Affairs in Ministry of the Defence. Question number 7. Which of the following statements about the Ethics Committee in the Lok Sabha are correct? Number 1. initially it was an ad hoc committee. Yes. Number 2, only a member of the Lok Sabha can make a complaint relating to unethical conduct of member of Lok Sabha. It is incorrect statement. Even common citizen can raise a complaint. Third statement, this committee cannot take up any matter which is sub judice. Yes, this is also correct. 1 and 3 are correct, so that answer is C. Now let us see the journey of Ethics Committee in India. The formation of the Ethics Committee in Parliament originated from a resolution adopted at the presiding officer's meeting held in New Delhi in 1996. Later in 1997, K.R. Narayanan, then the chairperson of Rajya Sabha, appointed an ethics committee in Rajya Sabha. Later in 2000, GMC Balayogi, Speaker of the 13th Lok Sabha, appointed an ethics committee in Lok Sabha as an ad hoc committee. Later in 2015, it became a permanent committee in Lok Sabha. Now composition of the ethics committee. The ethics committee of the Lok Sabha is composed of up to 15 members nominated by the speaker for a term not exceeding 1 year. In Rajya Sabha, it comprises 10 members. Now let us see the complaint procedure. Any member, means any individual, can file a complaint regarding the unethical conduct of a Lok Sabha member. If the complaint is submitted by a person who is not a member of the Lok Sabha, it must be forwarded by a Lok Sabha member along with an affidavit. Very important point, the ethics committee does not entertain complaints based only on media or matters that are sub judice. Question number 8. Who was the provisional president of the Constituent Assembly before Dr. Rajendra Prasad took over? Correct answer is D. Dr. Sachidananda Sinha. Constitutional Assembly first sat on 9th December 1946. On the first day, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha was appointed as the provisional president of the Constitutional Assembly by following the French tradition. French tradition means senior member of the house is the presiding officer. Later, on 11th December 1946, Rajendra Prasad elected as the president of the Constitutional Assembly. H.C. Mukherjee and V.T. Krishnamachari are elected as the vice presidents of the Assembly. B.N. Rao, Benegal Narasimha Rao is elected as the constitutional advisor to the Constituent Assembly. Question number 9. As per the Article 368 of the Constitution of India, the Parliament may amend any provision of the Constitution by way of addition, variation and repeal. 3 are correct. Answer is D. Article 368 in Part 20 of the Indian Constitution deals with amendments to the Constitution. Here amendment means addition, variation, repeal of any provision of the Constitution. Now types of amendments. There are 3 types of amendments. Amendment by a simple majority, amendment by a special majority of the Parliament, and amendment by a special majority of the Parliament and the ratification of at least half of the state legislatures. The third model is preferred to amend the federal matters of the Indian polity. The amendment procedure under Article 368 is taken from South Africa. Very important point, Article 368 mentions only the amendment procedure, not the subject matter, which means what is amended, what is not amended, not mentioned in Article 368. Only procedure is mentioned. Question number 10. Which of the following statements are correct in respect of a money bill in the Parliament? Statement 1. Article 109 mentions a special provision in respect of the money bill. Correct. 2. A money bill shall not be introduced in the Council of States. Yes, correct. 3. The Rajya Sabha can either approve the bill or suggest changes but cannot reject it. Correct. Fourth one, amendment to the money bill suggested by the Rajya Sabha have to be accepted by the Lok Sabha. It is incorrect. The amendment suggested by the Rajya Sabha may be considered, may not be considered by the Lok Sabha, so that fourth statement is incorrect. Answer is C, 1, 2 and 3. Speaker certifies a bill as a money bill. Money bill introduced only in the Lok Sabha with the prior permission of the President. Rajya Sabha has nominal powers with respect to the money bill. Rajya Sabha can suggest changes to the bill but cannot reject the bill. Rajya Sabha can hold a money bill maximum for 14 days. Money bill requires a simple majority. No joint sitting in case of the money bill. President can reject the money bill, but President cannot send for the reconsideration. Question number 11. The Northeastern Council was established by the Northeastern Council Act of 1971. Subsequent to the amendment of Northeastern Council Act 2002, the Council comprises which of the following members? Number 1, Governor of the Constituent State, yes. Number 2, Chief Minister of the Constituent State, yes. 3 members to be nominated by the President of India, yes, it is correct. Fourth one, the Home Minister of India, it is incorrect. The Home Minister of India is the ex officio chairperson of zonal councils. So answer is A. Now see the journey of the zonal councils in India. 1956 States Reorganization Act divided India into 5 zones, and each zone was allotted with a zonal council, so that zonal councils are statutory bodies, they are not the constitutional bodies. Later in 1971, 6th Zonal Council, Northeastern Zonal Council was established in 1971. Now see the composition of the zonal councils in India. Chairman, the Union Home Minister is the chairman of this zonal council, but ex officio chairman. Next, vice chairman. The chief ministers of the states included in each zone act as the vice chairman of the zonal council for that zone by rotation, each holding office for a period of 1 year at a time. Members of the zonal councils, chief minister and 2 other ministers as nominated by the governor from each of the states, and 2 members from the union territory included in the zone. Next, advisors to the zonal council. Niti Ayog appoints 1 person as an advisor to the zonal councils. Question number 12. Consider the following statements regarding Nari Shakti Vandan Abhiyan. Number 1. Provisions will come into effect from 18th Lok Sabha. It is incorrect. They will come into force from the 19th Lok Sabha, means 2029 onwards. Second, the bill will be forced for 15 years after becoming an act, means reservations will force for 15 years, yes, correct. But Parliament can extend the 15 years period. Third statement, there are provisions for the reservation of seats for scheduled castes women within the quota reserved for the scheduled castes, yes. Second and third statements are correct, so that answer is C. 2023 106th Constitutional Amendment Act, also known as Nari Shakti Abhiyan, reserves 1/3 of the all seats for women in Lok Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and the legislative assembly of the National Capital Territory of Delhi, including those reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Within the 33% reservation for women, there will be sub-reservation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in line with their proportion in the population. The bill does not propose any reservation for women in the Rajya Sabha or the State Legislative Council. The reservation will come into effect after the completion of the first delimitation exercise undertaken after the commencement of the bill. Means next delimitation commission will be constituted in 2026. After that only the reservations will come into force, means they are available from 2029 onwards. Question number 13. A writ of prohibition is an order issued by the Supreme Court or High Courts to option A government officer prohibiting him from taking a particular action, it is incorrect. B. The Parliament or Legislative Assembly to pass a law on the prohibition, it is incorrect. Writ prohibition cannot be issued against the legislative body. C. The lower court prohibiting continuation of proceedings in a case, yes, it is the correct statement. D. The government prohibiting it from following an unconstitutional policy, it is also incorrect. So that answer is C. The writ of prohibition is issued against a lower court or tribunal or any other quasi-judicial authority from doing something beyond their authority. It is issued by the higher court to the lower court. The writ of prohibition can be issued only against judicial and quasi-judicial authorities. It cannot be issued against administrative authorities, legislative bodies, and private individuals or bodies. The concept of writ is taken from England. There are 5 types of writs. Under Article 32, Supreme Court issues writs only for the protection of fundamental rights. Under Article 226, High Court issues writs for the protection of fundamental rights as well as the other rights. So that the writ jurisdiction of High Court is wider than that of the Supreme Court. Question number 14. Consider the following statements. Number 1. It is the governor of the state who recognizes and declares any community of that state as a scheduled tribe. It is incorrect. It is not the governor, it is the president. Second, a community declared as a scheduled tribe in a state need not to be so in another state. Yes, it is correct statement. One caste or one tribe added in the scheduled tribe list in one state, it may not be added in the same list in the another state. So second is correct, answer is B. Constitution Schedule 5 and 6 deals with the administration and control of the scheduled tribes and scheduled areas. Fifth schedule deals with control and administration of the scheduled tribes and scheduled areas throughout India, excluded Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Right now, 10 states in India have the scheduled areas under Schedule 5. Sixth schedule deals with only 4 northeastern states. They are Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Question number 15. With reference to union budget, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The union minister on behalf of the prime minister lays the annual financial statement before both the houses of parliament. It is incorrect. It is not the prime minister, it is the president. Union finance minister tables the annual financial statement in the Lok Sabha on behalf of the president. Second statement, at the union level, no demand for a grant can be made except on the recommendations of the President of India. Yes, it is the correct statement. So answer is B. Article 112 deals with the budget. The term budget is not used anywhere in the Constitution. Instead of budget, it is mentioned as annual financial statement. Don't confuse, budget is not a bill, it is a statement which consisted multiple bills. Union Finance Minister tables the budget only in the Lok Sabha. This is about the budget. Question number 16. With reference to the Speaker of Lok Sabha, consider the following statements. While any resolution for the removal of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is under consideration, number 1, he or she shall not preside. Yes, it is the correct statement. Number 2, he or she shall not have right to speak. It is incorrect. They can speak. He or she shall not be entitled to vote on the resolution in the first instance. It is incorrect. They can vote in the first instance, but they cannot use the casting vote. Question number 17. With reference to the Indian Parliament, consider the following statements. Statement 1. A bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on its dissolution. Correct. Statement 2. The bill passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Yes, it is correct statement. 3. A bill in regarding to which President of India notified her intention to summon the House to joint sitting lapses on the dissolution of Lok Sabha. It is incorrect statement. 1 and 2 are correct statements. Answer is B. President calls for the joint sitting in case of the deadlock between the two houses. In such case, the bill will not be lapsed even though Lok Sabha is dissolved before the commencement of the joint sitting. The new Lok Sabha will participate in the upcoming joint sitting. Question number 18. With reference to the Parliament of India, consider the following statements. Prorogation of a House by the President of India does not require the advice of the Council of Ministers. It is incorrect statement because it requires the advice of the Council of Ministers. Second statement, prorogation of a House is generally done after the House is adjourned Sunday, but there is no bar to the President of India prorogating the House which is in session. It is the correct statement because President can prorogue the House even it is in the session. Third statement, dissolution of the Lok Sabha is done by the President of India who, save in exceptional circumstances, does so on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Yes, this is also correct. 2 and 3 statements are correct. Answer is C. President dissolved the Lok Sabha on the advice of the Council of Ministers. Here I mentioned some technical terms related to the sittings of the Parliament. Summon means calling for the meetings of the Parliament. It is by the President. Adjournment means postponement of the House for temporary term. It is by the Speaker. Adjournment Sunday also by the Speaker. It is postponement of the sitting but indefinite term. Prorogation and dissolution both are by the President.